Hey guys, this is Stacy from eatthebite.com, and today we're having a backyard barbecue, and I've got a killer menu with Sriracha-Lime grilled chicken, bacon stuffed cheeseburgers, and twisty potatoes. Let's get to it. I'm using white and dark meat chicken because some people like one and not the other. I know it's not sexy to start by saying we need to trim the fat from the chicken, but we do. So take a couple of minutes to do that. And for the chicken breasts, they were kind of bigger in size, so I decided to cut them in half for a more barbecue-friendly portion size. For the chicken thighs, I also took a couple of minutes to trim the fat there too, but since these are already smaller in size, I decided not to cut them in half and left them intact. After trimming the fat, it's time for the fun part, the sriracha lime marinade for the chicken. We'll need ginger for this, so I'm peeling a chunk and then I'll run it over my microplane like this. And then we'll set that aside and start zesting a couple of limes. After we do our zesting, we do need to cut a bunch of limes in half and juice them. So here's the deal. I timed myself on the cutting and juicing, and it can be done in about 2 minutes if you work quickly. So don't get overwhelmed because you need to squeeze a few limes. Once all the limes are juiced, I added that to my mini food processor along with soy sauce, honey, sriracha, olive oil, the lime zest, our grated ginger, the garlic cloves, a little bit of salt, and a handful of cilantro. Just pull it off the top of your bunch. And we're going to throw it in there, stems and all. After that, we'll put our lid on and we're going to blend this until everything is well combined. After it's blended, get out your testing spoon and give it a taste. And it is fantastic. Let's take a closer look. Next thing we're going to do is just dump that whole thing right into the bowl with the chicken. And I put my gloves on for this because I want to make sure this is coating all of our chicken pieces and no piece gets left behind. After that, I forked it a little bit. And now I'm going to cover this and put it in the refrigerator to let this marinate anywhere from 3 hours to overnight. Now we got to work on the bacon stuffed cheeseburgers. And we're going to need a lot of bacon. This is one of 2 pans I've got going. You need to cook all the bacon and let it cool completely before you chop it. So plan your time here. I'm grating some onions for this. And I'm just using my regular shredder that I use to shred cheese with. And I did also bust out my cheesecloth for this because we need to get that water out of the onions. So wrap it up and give it a good hard squeeze over a bowl and drain all that water. My bacon is cooked and cooled, and I need to chop it down into tiny little bacon bits. Don't worry, there's more slices of bacon off to the side so you can put them on top of your burger too. But we're putting this bacon inside the ground beef mixture, so we need it small like this. Here's my ground beef package. I always use an 80-20 blend when I'm making burgers. There's 3 1/4 pounds of beef here, and I was able to get 9 1/2 burgers out of it, which I thought was great. So first I'm going to add some salt and some pepper. Next we'll add a little Dijon mustard, some Worcestershire sauce, the grated onion, and all that bacon. I got my gloves on again, and I'm going to mix everything until it's all well combined. We're going to mix it around, and you should also turn the beef over a few times. And then see how right here there was this pocket of bacon that didn't get blended yet? You want to make sure that gets fully incorporated into our mix. Once we're done blending, it's time to shape our burger patties. I had a scale off to the side to make sure my patties are all approximately 5 to 6 ounces each. I basically just shape a ball of meat, smooth it out around the sides, and then press gently to make my patties. Just like this one. So as you see, I've got my mini sheet pans filled here with 6 patties on one, 3 on the other, and then a little half burger with the last little bit of meat that I had. I made these the day before, wrapped them in plastic, and stacked them in my fridge until the next day. Next, we're going to prep our corn. I cut my corn cobs in half for more barbecue-friendly portions, and I've got a stack of foil wraps ready to go. All we have to do here is roll up the corn in the foil and fold the ends. It's so easy. Just roll up the corn, and then we're going to fold in the sides. Roll up the corn, fold up the sides. It's real simple, and I also did this the night before my barbecue and put them in the fridge overnight. Now it's time for the Twisty potatoes. I bought this little potato contraption that makes twisty potatoes. You put it on a skewer, crank the machine, and you get a twisty potato. Since I'm making barbecue-friendly portions, I cut my twisty potatoes in half and did half skewers. Then I took my wooden skewers that I also cut in half and poked it through the potato. Next, just gently pull apart the potato, and there you have it, twisty potatoes. Just repeat this process until all of your potatoes are twisted. Once the potatoes are twisted, I put the skewers in a big bowl of water so they don't turn brown and we can get some of that starch out before frying them. Let's do another one together. First, stick the metal skewer through the potato. Then we're going to line it up with a potato gripper that's attached to the handle, and then we're going to turn the handle. Just keep turning it until the potato is twisted. Then we pull it off the skewer, cut it in half or thirds if it's a large potato. Then stick the wooden skewer through it and pull it apart. I twisted some potatoes with the skin on and peeled some like this one. This was a big potato, so when I pulled it off the metal skewer, I did cut this into 3 portions, just like you see here. Then I took my wooden skewers, poked them through, and pulled them apart. I let them soak for an hour, and then I transferred all the potato skewers onto some paper towel, and then I blotted them dry as well. While the potatoes were drying, I heated my peanut oil to 350 degrees, and I cooked them for about 8 minutes total. Depending on the size of your pot, you can fit 3 or 4 at a time. Then, once they're cooked, I transfer them to a paper towel-lined sheet pan, and I did salt them immediately. All right, we're moving to the grill. It worked out really well to get the corn cooked first because it stays warm in the foil packets while you cook the burgers and the chicken. It takes about 15 to 20 minutes to cook them on medium flame with the lid closed and quarter turning it every few minutes. Once the corn is done, we'll pull those off the grill and we're going to start cooking the burgers and the chicken. I turn my burners up to medium-high heat and I put all the burgers on one side of the grill and all the chicken on the other side of the grill. Both need to cook for 4 minutes on one side with the lid closed. And after 4 minutes, it's time to flip the burgers and chicken. We want grill marks, right? That awesome char, which is why we're barbecuing. So be patient and wait the 4 minutes before flipping everything. Once you've turned everything, the lid goes back down for 3 more minutes. This will give you medium rare burgers and cooked through chicken. I've got American cheese and orange cheddar for the burgers, and I'll leave a few plain for people who don't want cheese. We're going to close the lid for about 20 more seconds so that the cheese can melt. And lastly, I'll transfer all the burgers and chicken to my platters and put them on the table with all the other goodies. So here's our juicy bacon stuffed cheeseburgers and our awesome Sriracha-Lime Chicken. Let's do a tour of our table. We've got the Sriracha-Lime Chicken in the top left, the crispy twisty potatoes, bacon stuffed cheeseburgers, corn on the grill, and I'll leave the links below for my homemade garlic dill pickles and Bobby Flay's pickled red onions. It was a lot of fun using my new grill, and I hope you give some of these recipes a try at your next barbecue. If you enjoyed this video, you should definitely like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And as always, you'll find this and all the printable recipes over on my website at eatthebite.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.